And we're back with Richard Reviews. Today we're doing a book review for Richard Reviews Book Reviews segment here on YouTube.com. Today's book Richard will be reviewing for us is The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test by the American acclaimed author Tom Wolfe, who is a critically acclaimed author and has written many books on the topic at hand in American culture and other times incredibly valuable. Now, the topic that Tom Wolfe is most famous for following is delved into incredibly in this novel itself. The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test mainly follows the events of the 70s and 60s movement in middle-class America. His book can be widely publicized in such films following events as Woodstock in the 70s, as the hippie and psychedelic movement transformed modern-day music and culture alike, along with such melodies as followers of the Grateful Dead, Jerry Garcia alumni, really counteract that different subject and bring together the modern-day classics as we know today. Richard really was looking forward to this book, and this is Richard's all-time favorites. One of his all-time favorites, I believe he read it in 2014, as it was written in, I believe, the 60s or 70s. Richard was a huge fan of this. Richard wrote down his rating for this book, and the official Richard rating that Richard awarded this book is a 4.7 out of 10. That is his official Richard rating for this book, and that is a solid rating. Richard really enjoyed this book because the topics at hand really was what he was interested in at the time, so his opinion on it may be a little jaded. Nonetheless, this book is very insightful. It follows the psychedelic movement in the 60s and 70s, mainly a group that tours cross-country in daring Woodstock, the classic 70s and 60s concert featuring Jimi Hendrix and Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead. The hippies, the band of hippies that float together, cross the country in what's known as an old school bus that the seats were ripped out of, and it was painted in a psychedelic and hippie style manner. The bus was packed with hippies crossing the country at full speed. The bus was driven by a local. I don't know if he drove the bus the entire way, but there's a good chance that he did. The bus's name was Further. That's what they called it, Further, as it was etched into the top of the bus where the lights would be. And the book derives from the modern-day pranksters, as you can tell from the cover, The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test, which is how the pranksters would attend certain parties and gatherings and spike the punch, the red punch in the punch bowl at a party, rather a costume party or a toga party, with large amounts of acid, the psychedelic psyllium-bleak mushroom, which would grant them tripping effects and would send them into a psychedelic spree. And everybody would be tripping together unbeknownst. Now, the piece as itself, Richard is a fan of it, so let's look at the piece. As you can see from the cover, it is worn, as this book was given to Richard in 2014, and the piece has seen better days. Unfortunately, this is not one of Richard's best pieces. It's an old piece. He bought it for a fair price, as you can see on the back. The piece itself, $17 American, 23 Canadian. Okay, Richard picked this up for a solid $4.23. Not bad. On the back, the praise of the book as well. Wear and tear on the corner. Solid piece. Thick, minor brim. As you can see, the official page count, we're going to go with 330. We'll bring it to 4. Yep, we'll most definitely bring it to 4. As you can see, this is what talks about the bus further. And Ken, the object at hand is Ken. The book has seen better days, as you can see. Minor wear. It's tearing up here, and the pages are oblique at most. Unfortunately, as much as Richard loves this book, the piece itself has seen better days. Alright, well, that's Richard Reviews, here at richardreviewsbookreviews.com. Catch us next time for another book review every second Tuesday of the first month of every year. This is Richard Reviews. Thank you, and goodbye.